I'm in Canby, Oregon, with an establishment here called A Walk on the Wild Side. What's interesting here is these beautiful African lions here have been rescued from private houses.
This is a Siberian Bengal tiger. Actually, it was a cross between the two, and it was rescued from a facility in Missouri. And this tiger actually was brought to us when he was approximately 6 weeks old. And he's another one of the many animals that we have ended up with because people not knowing exactly what they were doing.
So how would the person initially have bought this in the first place? Illegally or?
Actually, legally they were able to buy the tigers when they, back many years ago, simply because the rules were so lax at that time.
Look at that magnificent animal here in Oregon, completely out of its natural environment, in a cage. If it wasn't for Steve, I would almost be certain that this thing would have been euthanized and put down. Euthanized, should I say?
Most definitely. The zoo only can take so many animals. There's only so many zoos, so it's kind of one of those things that anymore it's come down to a thing where it's they are to be euthanized. And the other thing that's amazing is that there's more actual tigers in captivity than there is in the wild. So it's a sad thing.
It's a very, very sad thing. Wow, Steve, camel?
Yeah, this is a camel that actually was taken out of Yakima. It with another female camel that was actually, they had logging chains wrapped around their legs so that they couldn't go very far. And eventually the female that we had taken, his leg was so bad it couldn't be recuperated in any way, shape or form, and it died. Whereas we still have the male and he's doing really well. But it's another case of the same thing where people have got animals that they really shouldn't have had, and probably one of the most dangerous animals that are out there in the world for somebody to have too. This actually is one of the animals that has killed more people than any of the other animals that are in captivity. We have Siberian lynx here, a lady that had a facility in Washington where she actually took and she was trying to raise these animals but was doing it illegally. She actually was taking animals and selling them to people that should never have had them. And so they closed her down, and a lot of the animals came from her. There's a bobcat. There's one of the species that's out of the Northwest.
Ah, a binturong. You know, I've never... A binturong?
It's a
What would someone want with a binturong?
It's a binturong bear out of Asia. They're actually quite the animal. This guy was actually a rescue from another facility.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until one of these things has a bad day and turns on you. And I'm not necessarily just talking about binturongs. I'm talking about the majority of these exotic animals can and often do turn against you. You've got to be very careful, very careful. And they're here at least being maintained, looked after. So you're running it's a non-profit. But I mean, if you weren't around doing this, these animals would be dead.
Yeah, most of these animals have been euthanized because there's not a lot of facilities that are available to actually take them. So yes, this would have been a situation. All our money that we receive is through for our nonprofit. All the money that we receive actually goes into these animals to try and build bigger cages, bigger facilities. And we're continually having to build on and on and on because we end up with more and more animals that should not have ever been out to those people.
Steve, thanks very much. I mean,
Thank
absolutely marvelous. Is anything I can ever do to be of assistance to you, don't hesitate, because what you're doing here is absolutely essential.
Thank you, we appreciate it.